What it do, what it do, what it is. This is your boy Pocho One of the Pocho Live podcast. Today I will be profiling my brother, Lefty Gunplay. It's Lefty Gunplay. Lefty Gunplay is a rising artist coming out of Los Angeles, specifically the city of Baldwin Park. We have learned that kings have and has arrived. Shout out to all the kings all over the world. So a little bit about my brother, man. I wanted to get in already because I'm one of the first. I feel like I'm one of the first people to really catch on to this dude. That's a little, in the culture, a little cultural connoisseur, a little cultural critic that I am. Recently, like 6 months ago, maybe I was in Los Angeles doing a podcast, as you guys know, a pretty big one, and I wanted to get my brother on there, but they said he wasn't ready yet. I thought he was. One of the many frictions and reasons why I couldn't stay on that podcast is because I was all about bringing up our people and, really interviewing guys that haven't been on all the other interviews and all the other platforms, but interviewing guys that have never been interviewed. As you know, a lot of my platform is about interviewing people that have never been interviewed. A lot of artists that you might not know that I was their first interview. So check the stat. That's how I even got on that podcast. But back to my boy Lefty. He's coming out of Baldwin Park. I really like his sound. It's off the hook. He actually just sent me an exclusive look at a song called Thug Talk. I want to show you a little bit at the end. I just got monetized, so I don't want to mess with any of, YouTube sensitivities, even though it might not be published yet. You just never know. It's Lefty Gunplay. He got star quality. He's photogenic. He got personality. He's been through it. He's a real one from his section. He has oppositions, and he lets it know who's his ops. He sends hate mail with a stamp and an address, which I actually appreciate. I actually know some of the people from his enemy neighborhood. I worked at Homeboy Industries, and I was able to meet some of the people that are part of this conflict. But I hope the best for everybody. I will say up front, one of my first suggestions is that he doesn't need to diss anybody to get on. At the same time, I understand, because he's not trying to diss somebody to get on necessarily. He's just living his real, true life. And in real life, gangbanging, that's what you do. He said, I'm a famous gangbanger, you feel me? And he's gangbanging, so I understand that. But I just think that he could be an actor. He got personality, like I said before, he got charisma. That was the word I was looking for, charisma. He has charisma, you know what I mean? And he kind of looks like a GTA character, doesn't he? You feel me? So my boy Lefty, but it's not only that he has charisma, he's photogenic, whatever, that he could probably do different things, but he got bars. He got bars, and he has flow, and he has rhythm, and he stays in the pocket. He stays in the pocket, bro, and he just moves, bro. And I saw it already a long time ago. Shout out to everybody that's already been seeing it. I know he just did something with his name, Sucker Free 104. Shout out to him. And I see he's moving up, he's getting interviews now. And, it's just funny because I was trying to get him on the podcast, but they weren't trying to see him yet. But now he's about to get his interview finally, It's just funny how things work out. But that's Hollywood for you, you feel me? He recently had a dope interview on Indicted TV. Go check that out. Shout out to Negra and everybody over there. I can't deny it. That is a dope podcast. And he had a great interview. That interview, I literally watched it from first minute to the last second, you feel me? And that's true podcasting. And the reason why that was a great podcast is because Negra, Lefty Gunplay, are very authentic people, are not afraid to show their true selves online, and it shows. And that's why that, I don't even know where they're at. They're probably at 30, 40, 50, 60K already. He's going up, bro. He's going up. One beautiful thing about this guy, man, he hit me up in my DM, and I'm gonna be real. He doesn't know that I'm doing all this, but he hit me in the DM, and he just said, hey, man, you believed in me in the beginning, and I want to give you an interview because, I want to share in my success. I'm coming up, and you were one of the first people to really believe in me at the level that you're at. And, we need to do it face to face. I wanted to just get up on a, quick little YouTube live, but he's like, nah, bro, let's make it official. Let's do it in person. And we're gonna do that though. So look out for the Pocho One Lefty Gunplay podcast coming soon. You feel me? That's gonna be historical. From the Bay to LA. From Santa Rosa to Baldwin Park. Kings everywhere. You feel me? But the thing about my boy is what he said to me also was that, he also called me one of his favorite podcaster. And that means a lot, bro. At one time in my life, he could have been considered my enemy. But thank God that God has blessed me with the evolutionary steps that I've taken to understand that that's my brother. That's not my enemy. And many people down in LA I thought were my enemy, but I found out they were my brothers, you know what I mean? And that's the beautiful thing about the art, about rap, about the spoken word, is that connects all of us to each other, you know, storytelling, telling our story, and being like, dang, I understand that story because I lived that same story. And what's crazy is a lot of times our stories are more or less the same, even if we're in different geographical areas, and that doesn't matter. We're coming together now, bruh. That's what we're trying to do, to make it make sense. And I don't know gang politics or whoop-de-whoop-whoop, you know, peace this or peace that. Nah, we're making things make sense. Men of business do business. That's natural. I'm gonna hook this. I'm gonna try to see if he's down to hook up with GT Digital Gold Toes, because I think he could, if he had a little bit of guidance and support. What I like GT is because it gives you a little bit of guidance and support on your way into this industry, because this industry is malicious and it's dangerous at times. And if you're not with the right people, just like with anything, you know, you won't last long in this industry. So I just really want to connect him with people that really care. You feel me? Not people that are just going to ride his coattails when he's popping or on his rise up, but people are going to maintain relationships so that he can have a long-term relationship with the music industry and himself. One of the things I told him is stay home. Stay home. Not just for your, you know, he said in one of his interviews that he kind of wanted to make his brother proud and his father should have been there for him, and then he was kind of there for him at different parts. But then, you know, show everybody who you really are, bro. And that you don't need nobody but yourself, you feel me? And that you're going to make your kid proud, you know what I mean? And you're going to be in your kid's life soon enough. You feel me? Not to get too personal, but he spoke on these things in the interview. And I think all these family relationships are going to come back together as long as you stay consistent and moving forward. I know for me personally, my family was like at their last kind of like, you know, straw basically. And I went into rehab, and thank God, you know, now my family is like, I'm a value to my family. I work in my family's yard and take care of different parts of my family's land. And I can do that because I'm strong and I'm capable. At one time, I'd be too busy outside, focused on things that don't really matter. But now I'm learning to be focused on things that matter. Family, good music like my boy Lefty Gunplay, and good conversations like I'm trying to have on these podcasts. But back to my boy Lefty Gunplay. You know, I like to get off on little tangents here and there. You really need to go look up Lefty Gunplay, you know what I mean? And he's just starting. He only got a couple songs out, bro. But he's already popped. Check out his Instagram. Check out his YouTube. He got a new song coming out called Thug Talk. I'm going to give you guys just like a very small little of it, because I don't want to get caught up. See, this is the thing, is that brother can sing too, and he can vibe, and he can talk to the ladies, bro. I'm trying to tell this guy he's a superstar in the make. You know, he can really do it. You know, there's so much more than rappers can do. Rapping can be your first thing on. Then you can get into like Richard Cabral. He was Baby Joke, and now he's just Richard Cabral. You know, part of all kinds of movies. Great. I think he even got he got a Grammy or one of those things, right? I was with him when he got that, actually. So I think that this is another brother that has potential to do things that we've never even seen homies do. And that's the thing, is that I don't want to call him a Chicano rap artist. He might be an artist of Chicano descent, but we need to stop making these boxes, or Southside boxes, or, you know, any kind of boxes that box the artists in, because most artists are trying to open their hearts, open their minds, open their spirits, so they can create dope, creative rhythm and dopeness for you, you know what I mean? But you got to have somewhat of an open mind just to be an artist. And so being an artist and gangbanging sometimes will collide with each other, and you got to pick one. I do think that my only criticism, again, I said in the beginning a little bit, is that Lefty still be talking about his ops a little bit. Certain things I feel like he just doesn't even need to bring up anymore. He's already proven himself. He's already been at every prison yard and jail and everything he needs to represent as a real G in the streets of Los Angeles. But I think now it's time to really pick being an artist, because a lot of these artists are like going back and forth, gangbanging artists, and a lot of times it's hard because you're in that awkward state, kind of like with your hair sometimes, where like if you stop, you know, you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out, but you gotta pick one, bro, because eventually you're gonna get burned, and both of them are gonna burn you out probably. And so for me, a lot of people hate on me because they think that I'm still involved in gangs, and so that I should be involved in their politics. But I'm not involved in any of those things. I'm involved in music and the arts. And there's, you know, people that are in gangs that come into this industry, and I let them know when they deal with me, I'm an artist now, bro. I'm a civilian. You feel me? So we can talk about things, but that's all it is. I'm not going to be out there doing any of that. I'm coming home. I'm usually on my way home, you know, back to my daughter Vida. Shout out to her. But again, Lefty Gunplay, I want to profile this artist. He's coming up. He's going to be you're going to see him all over a bunch of different platforms soon. But just remember that Pocho profiled him first. It's Lefty Gunplay. Hey, the other reason I like Lefty Gunplay is that while, like, I just feel like real see real. You feel me? This fool's probably one of the most down his fools from that, you know what I mean, really into that double S, you feel me? But he's open-minded to getting to know other people, you know what I mean? And that is one of the reasons why he has a really good chance of making it. When artists are open-minded to interact and network with other people that could benefit themselves and get away from all this old way of thinking, that's somebody we can work with and we can trust and we can build with. If you look at all the Los Angeles artists that are really popping, they're not really talking about gangs or any of that stuff. Oh, Jeezy, Bravo the Bag Chaser, all these people are down to, and also down to work with other people, flexing, you know what I mean? They're open, and down Peso saying that he got, you know, influence from up north. Like, these are all artists that are open-minded to work with all kinds of people, and that's why they're making it. Or they're just speaking about things that are different. I think we're getting to a place where we're past that, but Lefty is coming from a authentic place where he can tell his story truly, and people are gonna F with it like they already are, and then evolve into, in my opinion, speaking to these females, talking about the lifestyle. You know what I mean? Something going a little deeper. I think if he did that, it would change the game, transform his whole situation. Because, I mean, I'm not saying he could be like a pop star. I'm not trying to call him a pop star or nothing like that. But he could be like a OGZ, where OGZ is starting to become something kind of, when you say a pop artist, or that just means he's popular. That's a good thing. That's a compliment, all right? If any of these Chicano artists or whatever, LA artists become pop artists, they made it. So I hope Lefty Gunplay becomes a pop artist. But if not, you know what I see him doing? I see him act. I see him producing. I see him doing more creative stuff too, but mixing it with this beautiful, you know, ghetto poetry from the streets. He's definitely a rose that grew from concrete, you know what I mean? And we don't, you know, you don't question a rose that grew up in concrete. You don't question its damaged petals. You will look and honor its resiliency to reach the sun. Well, this is one of our concrete roses that we need to cultivate his foundation and build him up so that he can be, it's Lefty Gunplay all over the world, and they can feel his vibrations and his story. Thank you, my boy, for believing in me, and as I believe in you, and we're going to build together. This is your boy Pocho, one of the Pocho Live podcast. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, you know, support an independent voice that is not part of any platforms, has nobody trying to influence him. This is my opinion, my perspective. Support that, share that, let people know, you feel me? I'm just starting to come up, but I'm coming, you feel me? I feel like 24, you know, next year, this year coming up is my year. Lefty Gunplay in the building. It's Lefty Gunplay.